Hello da Tanga, welcome to Gully Classroom. This is a special edition of Gully Dozen. So what is Gully Dozen? Gully Dozen is an idea where we will revise the entire chapter, one given chapter in 10th standard CBSE by using 12 multiple choice questions. Yeah? Sir, what chapter are we going to revise in this particular edition of Gully Dozen? Come on, Tanga. We are going to revise CBSE 10th standard Biology Science Book Chapter 6 Life Processes. So, this is the first Gully Dozen in Life Processes. If you want to do this particular 12 questions properly, pause the video immediately. Pause the video immediately. The questions are given in the description. You can go through these questions, select your answers and then listen for a complete Gully Dozen experience. Come on guys, let us go for Gully Dozen life processes. What is the first question? The largest artery in the human body is? Excellent question. So the largest artery in the human body is option D, which is aorta. Do a very fast recollection. So this is basically your heart. Your heart has 4 chambers. This side is going to be your deoxygenated blood. This side is going to be your oxygenated blood. This side is going to be your right side of the heart. This side is going to be your left side of the heart. So the right side of the heart contains deoxygenated blood. The left side of your heart contains oxygenated blood. Arteries usually carry blood, oxygenated blood away from the heart. Usually pulmonary artery is obviously an exception which carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. Yeah, okay. So artery means away from the heart. So it is going to carry oxygenated blood during ventricular systole from your left ventricle, like this, through your aorta. The blood vessel the largest blood vessel that is present over here is called as aorta. So the left ventricle during ventricular systole is pumping oxygenated blood through the aorta to all the parts of the body and thus supplying oxygen to all the cells in the body and helping in the process of respiration. So answer is D. What about the second question, sir? The second question is dash is the pigment that transports oxygen in the blood. Hemoglobin is the pigment that transports oxygen in the blood. Sir, do a very fast recollection. Blood contains 2 components. What are the 2 components of blood? The 2 components of blood are plasma, which is the liquid component, and corpuscles. Corpuscles are the you can call them as the living cells of the blood because they contain 3 different components. Once more, RBCs, WBCs and platelets. Yeah, okay sir. What are RBCs? Red blood cells, which help in transporting oxygen throughout the body. They are disc shaped and they are biconcave. WBCs are amoeboid in shape. They do phagocytosis and fight against pathogens. Platelets help in blood clotting. The primary function of platelets is helping in blood clotting. RBCs are red in color. Yes sir, that I know. Blood is red in color because of RBCs, because RBCs are red in color. Why are RBCs red in color? RBCs are red in color because they contain hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has a very high affinity towards oxygen. What does hemoglobin contain? Hemoglobin contains iron. What is the color of rusted iron? The color of rusted iron is red. So iron is present in hemoglobin, which is present in RBC. So the pigment which helps in transportation of oxygen throughout the body is hemoglobin. Okay sir. For the second one, answer is hemoglobin, which is obviously present in RBCs. It contains iron and has a very high affinity towards oxygen. Let us go for the third question, sir. What is the third question? Select the statement which does not occur during the process of photosynthesis. They are asking for something which does not occur. Okay, let us check the first one. Absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Okay, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process by which chlorophyll absorbs light energy from the sunlight converts that light energy to chemical energy, uses this chemical energy to break water. So water is broken. In this, the oxygen part is sent outside, has a waste product of photosynthesis. A gaseous waste product of photosynthesis, oxygen is sent outside. What next? Hydrogen is used in combination with carbon dioxide. Hydrogen along with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide plus hydrogen here. It combines to give us glucose C6H12O6, and this glucose is the food that the plant is preparing. This glucose is the food that the plant is preparing. This is basically photosynthesis. Here this particular part of the reaction is called as light reaction. Why, sir? Because it needs light in order to take place. This particular reaction is called as dark reaction. Why, sir? Because it does not need light to take place. Let us be clear. Dark reaction needs the product of light reaction. What is the product of light reaction? Hydrogen is a product of light reaction. Water is broken with respect to light reaction. Here hydrogen, the light reaction literally stops with chlorophyll. What is the function of chlorophyll? The chlorophyll simply gets sunlight. This light energy is converted to chemical energy. This chemical energy is used to break water. Oxygen is sent out. Hydrogen is used to reduce carbon dioxide to form C6H12O6, which in fact is the formula for glucose. Okay, Thankam. Now, so let us check the question. Absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Yes, absorption of light energy by chlorophyll is happening. Let us go for the next question. Light energy is captured and used to convert water, carbon dioxide and minerals into oxygen and energy rich compounds. Obviously here light energy is captured and it is used to convert. Okay, water is used. What next? Carbon dioxide is used. What next? And other minerals to get energy rich compounds. What are the energy rich compounds? Here glucose. So the second statement is also right. So let us check the options that are available to us. The first option is 1 and 2. They are telling that 1 and 2 are not happening. Check the question. The question is select the statements which do not occur. The question is select the statements which do not occur. Here the first statement and the second statement are actually happening. So according to the first option, 1 and 2 are not happening. So that is wrong. What about the option B? That is also wrong. It is saying that option 2 is not happening. It is saying that statement 2 is not happening. So let us check the option 3. Both 1 and 2 will occur during photosynthesis. Yes, both 1 and 2 will occur during photosynthesis. Both absorption of light energy by chlorophyll and light energy is captured and used to convert H2O, CO2 and other minerals into oxygen and energy rich compounds will happen during photosynthesis. So answer is option C. So for the third one, answer is option C. What about the fourth one, sir? Okay, consider the following statements. Osmoregulation is a process which helps us to maintain the right amount of water balance in the body. Okay, osmoregulation. What is water balance? Water balance means our body, each and every cell in our body needs to have some amount of water present in it. Usually in our body, osmosis plays a very significant role in order to decide how much water is present in each and every cell. What is osmosis? Osmosis is a process by which water from its higher concentration moves to its place of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Water from its place of higher concentration goes to a place where water is at a low concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, and that basically is called as osmosis. So this needs to be controlled throughout the body. This process is called as osmoregulation. So basically it is by osmoregulation that the entire body's water content is balanced. It is through osmoregulation that the water content of each and every cell is balanced. So the first statement is right. Osmoregulation is the process which helps us to maintain the right amount of water balance in the body. Okay, what about the next statement? The process of formation of blood cellular components is called as hemopiosis. Okay, let us be clear. Yes, this is slightly a tangential question to your subject. Hemopiosis is not directly given in the book, but it is referred to. So this question, I took it from a sample paper and I am going to teach you. Sir, what is hemoptyopsis? Hemoptyopsis is simply the process by which RBCs are formed. Let us be clear. What are blood cellular components? Blood cellular components means simply RBCs. Sir, how are RBCs formed? You guys have a bones, right? In between the bones, there is a hollow space. That hollow space is highly vascularized. It contains a lot of blood vessels and it contains something called as stem cells. Sir, what is the speciality of these stem cells? Stem cells in the bone marrow. Stem cells in the bone marrow grow in order to form red blood cells. Stem cells in the bone marrow grow in order to form red blood cells. Red blood cells have a limited time of life, right? They just live for 120 days. After 120 days, they are simply going to die. In fact, it is due to the presence of a lot of red blood cells. Our stools are slightly yellow in color. Our stools are slightly yellow in color because it contains all the dead red blood cells. Yeah. Okay. What about our bone marrow, sir? The stem cells in the bone marrow grow to form RBCs. This process is called as hemoptyopsis. The process of formation of blood cellular components is called as hemoptyopsis. So both the options are correct. Let us check which option for us is getting the thing right. Option C, both 1 and 2. So option C, both 1 and 2 are right. Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. Option C for fourth question. Option C, both 1 and 2 are right. What about the fifth question, sir? Let us read the fifth question. Widening of the blood vessels is called as, okay, widening means dilation. I am repeating, widening, expanding. This can be put in a word called as dilation. Vaso means vessels. So widening of blood vessels must be called as vasodilation, which is option B. Vasodilation, which is option B. Okay, sir. Let us go for the sixth question. Choose the correct statement that describes the arteries. Okay. First, let us try to understand what are arteries. Okay, arteries are, they carry blood away from the heart. They have thick walls in order to withstand high pressure that is present in the arteries. What is the use of this high pressure? This high pressure prevents the black flow of blood. This high pressure prevents the backflow of blood. Yeah. Cheers, Tanga. Cheers. That's basically all the main points about arteries. Let us check the options. If you look at the options, the correct answer is D. They have thick elastic walls. So thick elastic walls and the blood flows under high pressure and carry blood away from the heart to the different parts of the body. The high pressure prevents the backflow of blood. Whenever blood is carried, oxygenated blood is carried away from the heart, obviously it is taken to all the parts of the body for respiration and oxygenation. Okay, sir, I am comfortable with this. Kindly go for the next question. Okay, the next question is seventh question. Seventh question is, in a cardiac cycle, diastole is, okay, let us do a very fast recollection. Heart, this is going to be your right ventricle, left ventricle. This is going to be a right auricle. This is going to be your left. Am I doing this right? Yes. This is going to be your right auricle. This is going to be your left auricle. Fine. Ventricles are thick walled. Yeah. Auricles are thin walled because ventricles handle a lot of pressure. Heartbeat is due to ventricular systole and ventricular diastole. Let me repeat, heartbeat is due to ventricular systole and ventricular diastole. So a cardiac cycle is nothing but a ventricular systole. Tub 120 mmHg. The ventricles contract together to push blood up. Okay, sir. What about diastole? The diastole is ventricles relaxing and receiving blood from the auricles. Diastole is ventricles relaxing and receiving blood from the auricles. Okay, sir. Now let us check the options. In a cardiac cycle, the diastole is, the ventricles are expanding and receiving blood from the auricles. Okay, so during that time, the ventricles are receiving blood from the auricles, they are relaxing. So the relaxation period, check out the option B, the relaxation period after the contraction of the heart. Absolutely. Contraction of the heart. Systole 120 mmHg. After each and every systole, tub 120 mmHg. Ventricles relax, receive blood from the auricles 80 mmHg. So the answer is option B. For 7, the option is answer. Sorry, For 7, the answer is B. What about 8, sir? Just now I told you, right? Systolic pressure 120 mmHg. Tub systolic pressure 120 mmHg. Diastolic pressure 80 mmHg. Diastolic pressure 80 mmHg. Sir, how am I supposed to write this? Whether I am supposed to write systolic pressure first or diastolic pressure first? Always write systolic pressure first. So the answer is 180 bar 80 mmHg. So always write systolic pressure first. Always write systolic pressure first. That is the common nomenclature. Okay, sir. I am comfortable with the 8th question. Let us go for the 9th question. The chief function of the lymph nodes in the mammalian body is, okay, what is the chief function of the lymph nodes? The lymph nodes have one primary function. What, sir? They collect and destroy pathogens. The lymph nodes contain all the majority of the WBCs. The WBCs, the soldiers of our body, are waiting like this, checking whether any pathogens are coming into the body and attacking us. They are present in the lymph nodes. What is happening? Whenever some pathogens are coming into the blood vessels, these WBCs using the lymph nodes, which are basically shortcut to anywhere in the human blood system. Lymph nodes, yes, lymph nodes are moving very slow. I understand that, but they are the best shortcuts that the WBC going fast can take in order to reach anywhere in the blood system. Let us say some pathogen has entered into your kidney. Immediately what will happen? Your lymph node will send a WBC towards it in the shortcut. Yeah, are you able to understand the main functioning of lymph node? Lymph node is the place where our body's army is waiting hidden in order to defend us from the attack of pathogens. Okay, so 9th one, option B, collecting and destroying pathogens through phagocytosis. The WBCs will literally engulf the pathogen and try to digest it. Okay, sir. I am comfortable with this 9th question. Let us go for 10. Large intestine in man mainly carries out. Okay, what is it doing? Large intestine is simply doing absorption of water. So for 10th question, the option is A. Large intestine is primarily concerned with absorption of water. Okay, sir. Let us go for the 11th question, sir. Okay, I think 11th question is a passage question. Can we read the passage? Yes, sir. Photosynthesis in an aquatic plant was measured. Okay, how it is being measured? It is measured by counting the number of O2 bubbles coming out of the cut end of the plant. So they are cutting a plant and putting it in a given setup. Sir, kindly draw the setup and explain. Absolutely, this is the setup. Here there is a lot of water. They have inverted a funnel like this. They have put some aquatic plant over here. Then what, sir? Okay, so you have a funnel like this. And here you are having an inverted test tube. Now what, sir? Here it is filled with water because this plant, which plant? The plant that is present over here is undergoing photosynthesis. What is happening? It is giving out oxygen bubbles. Oxygen bubbles are a byproduct of photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis in an aquatic plant is measured by counting the number of oxygen bubbles coming out of the cut end of the plant. What will happen to the oxygen production if you are using a pipe to blow air into the water? So you are using pipe to blow air into the water. When you are blowing air from your mouth, carbon dioxide is a main component. This carbon dioxide will dissolve in water, and this carbon dioxide dissolved in water will go to the plant. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which carbon dioxide is it's a process which carbon dioxide is converted to glucose. Photosynthesis is a process by which carbon dioxide is converted into glucose and oxygen is given as a byproduct. So when you are blowing air, and the air that you blow contains a large amount of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide will dissolve in water, go and help the plant in order to do more photosynthesis. When more photosynthesis is happening, more oxygen will be released. So when you are blowing air into this system, you will notice that more oxygen is coming out. So for the 11th question, the option is B. For the 11th question, the option is B. Air from the mouth contains carbon dioxide which is utilized in photosynthesis. Hence, there is an increase in O2 production. More O2 bubbles are going to come out of the system. Let us go for the 12th question. 12th question is an assertion and reasoning question. Sir, how am I supposed to attend assertion and reasoning question? There are 3 steps in attending any assertion and reasoning question. The first step is check whether assertion is right. Check whether assertion is right. Okay, sir. What next? The second point thing is check whether reasoning is right. Check whether reasoning is right. Okay, sir. What is the third step? In the third step, this is what you are going to do. Check if I take the reason away, is the assertion happening? Let me repeat. If I remove the reason, is the assertion happening? Is the reason the cause of assertion? Is the reason the cause of assertion? Can we do this particular question? Yes, sir. In the third, you will check the relevance. You will check the relevance. You will check the relation. You will check the relation. I will show you how I am doing this with this question. 12th question. Assertion is chloroplast helps in photosynthesis. Yes. Chloroplast is helping in photosynthesis because chloroplast contains chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is absorbing the sunlight, converting the light energy to chemical energy, and this chemical energy is used for breaking the water molecule into 2 parts. Oxygen is sent out as O2. Oxygen is sent out as O2. Hydrogen is used in order to combine with the carbon dioxide to form C6H12O6, which is in fact glucose. This is basically photosynthesis. That is fine. Now, chloroplast helps in photosynthesis. So, this is true. The assertion is true. True. Okay. So, assertion is right. Assertion is true. What about the next one? Mitochondria have enzymes for dark reaction. Yes. Mitochondria has enzymes for dark reaction. What is dark reaction? This entire process of photosynthesis can be broken into 2. The process where chlorophyll is absorbing sunlight, sunlight is converted to chemical energy, and this chemical energy is used to break water, and oxygen is sent out and hydrogen is taken in. This entire process can be called as a light reaction. The process where carbon dioxide and hydrogen combine to form C6H12O6 can be called as dark reaction. This dark reaction usually takes place in mitochondria. So mitochondria has enzymes for dark reaction. This is absolutely true. Yes, dark reaction is happening in mitochondria. So mitochondria, the energy complex of the cell. Sir, I have learned this somewhere. In 9th standard, you have learned that mitochondria is the energy complex of the cell. Anyway, so in mitochondria, dark reaction is happening. So it needs to have, what does it need to have? It needs to have enzymes for the dark reaction. Okay, now let us check the relevance. Is is the chlorophyll present in the chloroplast helping in photosynthesis? Helped in any way. Let me repeat this. The chlorophyll present in chloroplast obviously helps in photosynthesis. But is this assertion helped in any way by the reasoning? Think about this. No, sir. The reasoning is both are true, but there is no relevance. Even if there is no enzymes in mitochondria for dark reaction, even if dark reaction is not happening in mitochondria at all, chlorophyll's nature is itself to absorb light energy, convert light energy to chemical energy. So that will keep on happening whether dark reaction is happening in mitochondria or not. Are you able to understand the analysis here? This is the analysis part. The reasoning, if you take it away, there is no way the assertion will stop. Assertion will keep on happening. So, the reasoning does not have any direct relevance to the assertion. What is the answer for 12? Yes, assertion is true. A, assertion is true. Okay, sir. What about the reasoning? Reasoning is true, but R does not directly cause A. Are you able to understand? Does not directly cause A. So this is the answer for the 12th question. I hope you guys and that's basically the end of this lecture. I hope you guys enjoyed my lecture. Yeah, cheers and thank you for listening to me. Obviously, what next, sir? We are going to have MCQs, gully dozens for each and every chapter. By the starting of this November, when you are going to write the exam, you will have at least 30 to 40 separate MCQs which are not repeated, which are unique for each and every chapter in your syllabus. So this is what I ask you. What, sir? Do recommend our channel to your friends, because we are going to have so much fun learning physics, chemistry and biology together. If you like our channel, subscribe to us and like our videos. Each and every subscription, each and every thumbs up and each and every comment is giving me so much energy to keep this doing this. Cheers and thank you for listening to me. See you guys in the next lecture.